Welcome back, everyone. As we've been reporting, today begins primary season ahead of the November midterms, a time when we often remind ourselves of the old saying that all politics is local. Well, if that's the case, the Nick and Nathan Roberts of Indiana are proving those local politics often start as a family affair. They are Gen Z 25-year-old twins who are identical, but not when it comes to their politics, blazing trails at opposite ends of the political spectrum and making headlines for how they're bridging the divide. Here's our Devin Dwyer in Indianapolis.
Biggest likely to pass.
Indianapolis City County Councilor Nick Roberts has a passion for local politics.
My brother, he was at the governor's house for dinner a few nights ago.
So does his identical twin brother Nathan.
I'm gonna put up my posters.
Who founded an Indiana political advocacy group last year and is a state organizer for Turning Point, the group founded by Charlie Kirk. The Roberts twins are members of the next generation of America's civic leaders. Both Gen Z college dropouts.
Even when I'm not running for office, I still like to knock on doors.
Still living together with their grandparents, sharing a love of their dogs, Yoda and Pepper.
She's so loyal.
And of books.
It's like a New York Times bestseller list. It's like Shortest Way Home, Pete Buttigieg, Dreams for My Father by Barack Obama.
Their love for their community and their country, they say, is matched by a desire to explore the world.
Singapore is so awesome. I'd go to like Arkansas or like Colonial Virginia, maybe Alaska.
But when it comes to their views on President Trump, Democrats, and the state of the country today, Nick and Nathan are anything but alike.
From the time we were younger, he just ended up more in right-wing, circles on the internet. I was in more liberal circles, and I don't really know what happened. I'm not left-wing.
Did one of you gravitate towards the parent that had that persuasion?
Well, our dad was conservative and our mom was liberal.
Well, our mom was not very political, but she's not liberal because of me.
I guess those are good examples of our family being divided.
Counselor Roberts is a die-hard Democrat. Nathan identifies as a MAGA Republican. They look so much alike, occasionally their politics are misidentified in public. A scenario so concerning to Nick that he took to social media last year to clarify.
So just know if you see somebody that looks like me at a Republican event, or definitely if they're wearing a MAGA hat, it is not me, it is him.
Are you terrified of being identified as MAGA?
Oh yeah, me, absolutely. I mean, I am not a fan of Donald Trump. Never been a fan of Donald Trump.
You voted for him.
No, he's joking.
What is it about the Republican Party, their platform, their ideas that resonates with you?
Immigration would be the number one issue that the Republicans speak to me way more than Democrats do. On the economy, certainly. On the role of the federal government, I would say certainly. Foreign policy. Honestly, besides one exception being dogs and animals, I'm more of a softie on that.
The twins got engaged in politics as Donald Trump rode down that escalator in 2015, getting involved in their first campaigns in 2020 and then supporting rival candidates for president in 2024.
But what was it like when the results became clear?
That was a terrible night. I was like, our country is so screwed. And I didn't want to deal with his craziness. So he was smart not to mess with me that night.
As 20-something partisans, the Roberts brothers are outliers. More members of Gen Z identify as independents than any other group of adults. Roughly 1 in 4 identify as Democrats, even fewer as Republicans.
If you want to make a difference, you have to be involved. And it's easy to, I think, throw your hands up and say, well, I'm an independent. I hate both parties. But if you actually want to be engaged in the process, you kind of have to pick a side.
I think a lot of people go independent because it's kind of like a sign of purity, I'm above the thing. But really, it's just you not having much of a voice. Although I think in spirit, I sort of understand and respect what people do when they go independent. I just don't think it's the right, really strategy.
On that, they agree, along with support for public safety, veterans issues, and even protecting the environment, they say. Their deepest disagreement is over immigration.
I support law enforcement, but there's come a point where, we are a nation of immigrants. Everybody came from immigrants at one point or another, and we have to do it humanely with laws, but not we're treating people inhumanely like we've seen over the last few months.
Melting pot, American dream, nation of immigrants, those terms none of them even existed until post 1900. You never heard George Washington saying America is a nation of immigrants.
Is there anything that Nathan's saying that makes sense to you?
He is right in terms of assimilation. Like, I think you have to have people that are at least interested in learning the culture and being involved and learning the language. But again, we've always been a country of immigrants, and I think there are a lot of people that used to look at Italians and Irish and different groups and Eastern Europeans in a certain way 70, 80, 100 years ago that are now looking at different groups that way. And it's always a revolving door, a revolving enemy of whoever the recent group is that's come here. And it's too bad.
Is there anything about what Nick has said about immigration that has rubbed off on you?
I mean, be nice to people, sure. The whole point about we've always been a nation of immigrants, when has Logansport, Indiana, Seymour, Indiana, Lawrence, Indiana ever had 35% non-English speakers?
So is the answer no?
You have to. I wasn't really listening for what we probably agreed on something though. I definitely agree that we're a nation of laws.
On 95% of the issues, they say they sharply disagree and are dug in.
Is the country on the right track or the wrong track?
So far off the wrong track.
Right track, but there's a lot of work to do.
Tariffs, good or bad for the economy?
Good.
Terrible. Terrible.
How about vaccines? Are you guys vaccinated?
I'm vaccinated.
I'm not vaccinated for COVID. That was how I got my political origin.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathan Roberts.
When President Trump demanded Indiana redraw its election map to help Republicans this fall,
I'm 100% in favor of the new congressional maps.
All right, Nick. Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Nick Roberts.
the twins testified against each other in the State House.
I have a lot of deep concern for this.
Still, Nick and Nathan claim never to get angry with each other and even manage to say nice things.
He's very intelligent, but I love the fact he gets involved. You have all these people giving their opinions about stuff on the internet, but none of them lift a finger besides maybe voting, even if they do that. He's someone, he shows up to stuff. Republicans say, you know what, your brother, he's committed. He shows up to stuff all the time. I respect that.
Even though he pretends to be like a very inflammatory guy on social media and trying to be very provocative, I think he is very well read on history and knows a lot of his stuff and the law, especially immigration.
And with no desire for higher political office for now, the Roberts twins say they're just content to be counselor and constituent as brothers.
Believe it or not, he's actually not one of my most demanding constituents.
I mean, there's been a time when I'm like, you could change that like traffic sign to be slightly better, and then there would be such a traffic jam at that place at 5 p.m. And he's like, yeah, that would be a good idea.
Modeling civility and love, despite the deepest political differences.
Your brother is running for re-election next year.
Yeah.
Are you going to run against him?
Honestly, I couldn't do that to Nick. He would have to like a real challenge running against me, and I wouldn't want to freak him out by running against him, so I don't think I would do that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sibling rivalry at its finest. Our thanks to Devin Dwyer for that.